For 6 consecutive years, Lakewood Ranch has been ranked the #1 master-planned multi-generational community in all of the United States. So they must be doing something right, right? Welcome to Lakewood Ranch, the go-to spot for young families, active retirees, and professionals alike, all looking for that strong sense of community and that good Florida weather. In this video, I'm going to show you where exactly Lakewood Ranch is located. I'm going to show you what life is like as a resident of Lakewood Ranch. I'm going to take you through some of my favorite neighborhoods here, and then towards the end of this video, I'm going to tell you why you're going to hate living here. I'm just kidding, but I am going to talk about some of the cons of living in Lakewood Ranch that I feel like so many people are just kind of afraid to talk about, so stay tuned. Lakewood Ranch is located in the southeastern part of Manatee County, with some parts of Lakewood Ranch dropping into the very northern tip of Sarasota. From here, we're about 30 minutes to downtown, we're about 30 minutes to Sarasota Airport, and about 35 to 40 minutes away from your closest beach, which is Lido Key Beach. Now, what makes Lakewood Ranch so special is not all of the things that are around this area, but actually everything that's inside of it. Now, I could go on and tell you all of the things that are not in Lakewood Ranch, because that would probably be easier, but what fun is that? Lakewood Ranch is really like its own self-sustaining town. I mean, it's got its own shopping and dining. It's got its own downtowns like the one I'm in now, hospitals, schools, everything that you really need to live your daily life is basically within 3 to 5 miles of your own little town center. So because of that, residents of Lakewood Ranch can enjoy basically everything that they need in their daily lives with a quick 3 to 5 mile drive from their home, which means not a lot of people leave this area because why would you have to? Now, because Lakewood Ranch is still a little bit out of the way from the amenities that Sarasota and kind of Tampa provide, the developers figured, why not bring the amenities to Lakewood Ranch? So I'll be honest with you, I don't live in Lakewood Ranch, but I find myself up here at least 2 to 3 times a week, just enjoying all the events and activities that are put on here all the time. From Waterside and the amazing farmers market there to just the awesome space here in downtown Lakewood Ranch, the First Friday events and festivals that are always going on. I mean, there really is something to do here all the time. I say we check out every single downtown space that Lakewood Ranch has. What do you say? So here we are at the first and original downtown Lakewood Ranch. And like all downtowns, this is right in the center of the community, making it a hub for tons of events and activities held for everyone here. Like I mentioned earlier, my favorite one is First Friday, where they put on a live music, shut down the whole street, and have tons of food vendors for everyone to enjoy. Now, what makes downtown Lakewood Ranch a little bit different from, say, downtown Sarasota is that it's a slower area. There's not as many cars on the streets as there would be in downtown Sarasota, making this a more walkable and kind of family-centered community area versus kind of the commercialized downtown Sarasota, which I really like. Lakewood Ranch does such a good job at keeping things fun for everybody. I mean, right behind me, you've got Putt-Putt Golf. To my right, you've got the Lakewood Ranch Cinema for the kids, but you've also got McGrath's and wine tasting restaurants for the adults. I mean, you've got ice cream shops, bike shops, everything for anyone who wants to be in this area. You've got something fun to enjoy. So you're kind of starting to get an idea of why people don't leave this area now, right? All right, now the green is the second downtown space here in Lakewood Ranch, and it's got the 3 R's. We've got residential, retail, and restaurants here. And so what you have is a ton of health and wellness inspired shopping and dining. I mean, you've got Pacific Counter, you've got 3 Natives, you've got Fresh Market, think healthy Publix. All of those things here with the staple LA Fitness right down the strip. This is a really cool little kind of health complex, I guess. All right, now I want to check out my favorite downtown here in Lakewood Ranch, and that is Waterside. Let's go. Waterside Place is the latest and greatest addition to the Lakewood Ranch town centers, and it does not disappoint. Situated on the giant and beautiful Kingfisher Lake, Waterside Place offers a curated mix of food and drinks, beauty and wellness, and arts and culture. Whether you're doing yoga on the green every Sunday or you're checking out any of the local businesses at the farmers market here at Waterside, which, if you didn't know already, is actually the #1 rated farmers market in all of Florida. There's something to do here for everybody. So what makes Waterside my favorite downtown of all of them is the quiet streets and the busy sidewalks, the amazing options of restaurants, and all the events and activities that are held down here. Now it's time to talk real estate, but before we do that, if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or you just have any general questions about life in Sarasota, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. Make sure to save my contact info. I'll put it up on the screen now. All right, let's get back to it. There are a ton of house types available here in Lakewood Ranch, from single family homes and townhomes to apartments and condos. Really, whatever walk of life, whatever budget you have, whatever stage of life you're in, there is something for you here in Lakewood Ranch. Like I mentioned earlier, we're seeing a ton of new construction in this area, and so that's going to be a lot of the options here, but there still are resale homes available as well in the older, more developed and established parts of Lakewood Ranch. To dive deeper into the Lakewood Ranch real estate market, the median home for sale right now is around $620,000, but the average price of a home listed right now is $820,000. Now, before you freak out, if your budget is less than that, there are still a ton of affordable options available out there. Neighborhoods like Avalon Woods are selling homes brand new, mind you, for starting at $380,000. You can get a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home. Or you can check out one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Lakewood Ranch, Lorraine Lakes, where you can scoop up a Marsala model, which is a 3-bed, 3-bathroom. I think it's around 1,900 square feet for starting at $580,000. Again, brand new homes. And Lorraine Lakes actually has the best amenity center I've ever seen anywhere, not even just in Lakewood Ranch. So it all sounds like Lakewood Ranch is the perfect place to live, right? And it might be for you, but it also might not be. I want to give you some of the things that I've heard from clients and friends about what they hate about living in Lakewood Ranch. The first problem I hear is the cookie cutterness, and this is by far the most popular one. You see, Lakewood Ranch, most of the builders out here only have 3 to 4 really popular models of homes that they build. Plus, Lakewood Ranch kind of has more stricter HOA neighborhoods, so you pair that and you get a lot of the homes that look the same. Typically they're landscaped the same, and they're probably even painted the same color. So a little bit of a lack of diversity in that department. All right, now the second thing that I hear about the most is the lack of established feel. Now I know right now that might not seem like a big deal to you, but just listen to this story I have with some other clients. So I had these folks who came down here to check out some houses, and they were dead set on a new construction neighborhood in the Lakewood Ranch area. And then they really wanted all of those new amenities and the fun activities that come with a lot of those new construction neighborhoods. And so I ended up telling them, let's check out at least one established neighborhood, kind of more in the central Sarasota area, to at least kind of compare and contrast what life is like. And they kind of reluctantly agreed to it. And so we're checking out this neighborhood that I figured that they might have some interest in. And the second we drove into the entrance of the neighborhood, their tune completely switched. I mean, this was a really established neighborhood, tons of shaded oak trees. They actually asked me to stop the car so they could get out and walk up and down the street. And they came back to me and they said, Zach, this is the first time that we've actually been able to be outside and not be immediately sweating. And that completely changed their tune for the whole rest of their trip. After that, they completely scratched off new construction communities and went only with more established neighborhoods with more shaded trees and things like that, where they could actually spend time outside and not be dying in the middle of the day. Now, the third issue is distance from the beach. Now, if you are looking to go to the beach more than a couple times a year, then Lakewood Ranch probably isn't going to be the spot for you. I mean, we're about 40 minutes away from the nearest beach, not even Siesta Key, but Lido Key Beach from right here. And when season comes, that time can spike north of an hour to get to the nearest beach. Plus, I found that during season 2, it can be really difficult to find a parking spot at the beach. And the last thing you want to be doing if you see yourself going more than once or twice a year is having to fight over a parking spot once you finally finish that hour drive to get to the beach. I see a lot of people who live in Lakewood Ranch, and I talk to them and they say, well, you know, the beach wasn't the huge draw for them here. It was the amenities and the community feel. And the beach was a nice amenity to have maybe an hour away, and they go to a couple times a year, but it's not the reason why they specifically chose this area. The fourth thing is the rapid growth and a lot of the overcrowding. One thing I always tell my clients is that keep in mind the Lakewood Ranch you see today and fall in love with will not be the same one that's 5 years down the road or 5 years after that. This area is seeing so much growth even now, and it will be seeing so much growth in the next 15 to 20 years. And with that, you're constantly going to be seeing changes. Traffic is busy, commutes are long, restaurants are crowded, streets can get really busy. I mean, these are all kind of growing pains that Lakewood Ranch experiences. The thing that I think is so important is, like, take a Lakewood Ranch compared to an area like Palmer Ranch. One reason that I love Palmer Ranch so much is because I know what Palmer Ranch is going to look like in the next 15 to 20 years. I know that there's not going to be a new construction neighborhood built behind my house because that area is already completely built out. There are no new developments coming to that area. The traffic that's there, that's kind of the traffic that's going to be there. I mean, there's really not much else that's going to be added. With Lakewood Ranch, on the other hand, commutes could double or triple in the next 10 to 15 years. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind. Oh, and that same couple I was talking about in that other story, so they were super interested in all of those amenities that the Lakewood Ranch communities provided. Well, I went and showed them the community center actually that same day, and they were shocked to see how busy it was. They were hoping to have that community center kind of fill the void that, you know, they wouldn't have a private pool. They were just going to use the community center's pool. And when we went out there were 40 people inside of that little pool. Tons of kids were running around splashing, which is great and it's fun and all that. But if you're just kind of trying to relax and get some Zen time out, that really wasn't the spot to do it at. All right, guys, I hope this video gave you a little bit better insight on what life is like as a resident here in Lakewood Ranch. If you're interested in this area or any other area of Sarasota, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. I'll leave my contact info right up here on the screen so you can shoot me a call whenever. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one.